Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of 3 Zendikar Rising draft. Alright, the rare is Crawling Barrens. Great card. You can play it in any deck. Takes games over pretty effectively. There's other good cards in here. The Lull Mage's Domination, Control Magic Effect. We've got Bubble Snare. Good removal. I like Fireblade Charger. It's a good card for aggro decks, particularly warriors. I like the Diviner and the Visionary. And Balot's playable. Veladar is playable. Tactics is playable. The rest are playable, maybe, but not that exciting. Balaged Recovery is a good card, but yeah, let's go with the Crawling Barrens. All right, well, Fledgling's a great card. So is Royal Eruption, but I think Fledgling's actually better. This card just wins the game. It's kind of insane. Yeah, I almost feel like they didn't think this one through enough. It just tends to take the game over real fast. And it's an uncommon, too. It borderline feels like a rare effect when you play this card. So we'll take that over the Royal Eruption. Blade Master, good for warriors. Pack Beast for party decks. Blood Priest is a good aggro card. It tends to pop up the most in red-black. The Bane of My Existence archetype. I like the Seafloor Stalker. Blood Beckoning's good value. I'll take Fledgling, though. Alright, well, Farsight Adept is on color with Fearless Fledgling. Best card might be Kazul's Fury, which is actually kind of a cool card with both Fledgling and Crawling Barrens. If you have enough mana, and this is big enough, you just throw it for 1,000,000 points of damage. I personally like Coveted Prize more than most. Some people, I guess, think this card is really weak and not good, but I think it's just fine. Yeah, I mean, Adept is fine to take here, but Kazul's Fury actually feels like if we end up red-white, it's going to be really good for us. It's a spell land, too. I think it's worth it. Adept is playable, just the potential of Kazul's Fury is quite high, especially for an aggro deck. A land that can also just win you the game. Get past a Royal Eruption. Well, that's a gift. Can take that now. 4th pick, too. Nice. It's also a Veteran Adventurer in here. Black Bloom Rogue. And nothing else too exciting. Okay, let's see. So, Grotag Night Runner is fine. I don't see it pop up all that much. There's also McKindy Stampede. Playable spell land. Probably good for aggro. I could take it. I mean, Night Runner is nothing to write home about. It's a cool effect, but can't get in with it all that often. Fissure Wizard's not bad. Ambusher's not bad. I'll take the spell land. Alright, can take another spell land here. We can take the Banneret. Umara Mystic. If I wanted to abandon ship on white. I don't think we need to, though. I'm fine taking another spell land. I don't think it's great, but spell lands are just good. Okay, we can take the champion. We currently only have one other warrior. It's an expensive one, but we're in warrior colors, so it makes sense. And Mossbit Skeleton's in here, which is good. I like the squid. And Stomper's playable, obviously, for green, but we'll take the champion. So we can take the Lagak, which is not an incredibly powerful card, but the other choice is Mesa Lynx, which I guess is maybe more of a sideboard option, actually. This could be good for sideboard, because I don't think we're going to play the Lagak, or at least I don't want to. Alright, Fireblade Charger is nice to get back. Good synergy with the champion, and in general is a pretty good card. Alright, now we're missing... We only have 2 white cards, so... Wonder if that means we abandon white, in which case... Could go more. Well, I guess Blood Beckoning's probably the best here, so we'll take that in case we abandon white for black. There are some black warriors too. Alright, Scorch Rider's fine pickup. It's a warrior. Occasionally you can haste it out for 6 mana. Alright, we'll cut the red card here. Alright, 2 red picks last. That's nice. We'll take the Ambusher. It's a warrior. I think it makes more sense. Though Fissure Wizard is actually fine for these decks too. Yeah, last pick playable red card is good. So we still are in the process of figuring out our second color, but to be perfectly honest, I kind of want to just take this paired Tactician and go warriors. It's a strong warrior card. Granted, we don't have a ton of incentive to play white, but I would say, I mean, the warrior colors are clearly red-white. And in red, we just have a Fissure Wizard, Inordinate Rage, and Sizzling Barrage, which is not that exciting. I'm going to go Tactician. I'm going to hope we can supplement white out of this pack. All right, we can take another champion. There's a Jerboa here. The rare is good. I'm fine taking champion. Three mana, 4/3 can be good. I actually like Shepherd, but we'll take the Spikefield Hazard here. Get another spell land. Ooh, Charger. Well, that's a good pickup. There's also a Bug Catcher in here, but yeah, we'll take the Charger. This is a good card. All right, well, here, probably just take the Bug Catcher, get another 2-drop warrior. It's basically just a 2/2 trampler in here since we don't really have any other creature types, but it's a warrior, it's got trample. If we ended up getting any pump spells besides McKindy Stampede, it would be good, but I mean, we have the Tactician and the 2 champions, so the more warriors we get, the merrier. Because we only have 3 2-drop or less ones right now. Roost of Drakes. Wow. We'll take the Wizard, get another 2-drop. That can loot. Has some random synergy with Bug Catcher. Admittedly, it's not actually that great for us, but we'll take it. You can take another champion. You can take an Inordinate Rage. Creature count's looking pretty good. Or we can take the Ambusher. I'm kind of fine taking the champion. Can never really have enough 2-drops, but Ambusher's a weird one because it requires mana, but maybe we get more 2-drops. I don't know. I could go either way on that. 2-drop warriors kind of makes sense. Can take another champion. I kind of want the Electromancer here, though. This is an important card for these style of decks. Granted, like I said, it's not a warrior, but going like Bug Catcher into Electromancer into Ambusher, like it really lets you power stuff out, which I think is actually really strong. All right, Inordinate Rage, we want it. Like I'd easily play it over a Sizzling Barrage. It's a relatively cheap trick that can also deal an additional 3 damage to your opponent. It looks as though we could be mono red, so maybe we follow up with a mono. We do mono color deck into mono color deck. Yeah, all right. Might actually happen here. I don't really want to play a Hellhound, but I don't want to play Sizzling Barrage either. All right. Well, we've got more than enough Sizzling Barrages. Yep. We'll just play Sizzling Barrage.deck, and we'll see how that goes. I don't recommend that. All right, well, we have a whole pack, and we basically already have a mono red deck, so that's pretty remarkable. Attended Healer. Well, in general, a good card. Not so good when you don't have any life gain. This is Cleric.deck, or .pack right here. Tabarax, Tinted Healer, Cleric of Lifespawn. Yeah, that'd be a heck of a sealed pool pack to open. I guess we take a Scorch Rider. Not really what I want to first pick, but we're honestly we're probably gonna end up mono red. Oh, maybe not. I guess we did get the War Leader, so that's maybe the incentive we need to play white now, especially given that there's not an actual. We could also hope to wheel it, but I think we take it. Maybe we'll get a second one too. Maybe we'll get lucky. Here I probably take the Tactician. I think I actually there's a Relic Axe here too. It'd be nice to wheel that. I could see the argument to just take the... Yeah, because we have 18 creatures, and it's got a Charger. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to go Axe, although Tactician's not going to wheel. But we already have Tactician and 2 Champs. I think because we already have more than enough creatures, I want to take the Axe. Axe is quite good. For an all-warrior deck, it's quite good. Alright. Let's dump the Sizzling Barrage. Ooh. Well, Kabira Takedown. That's a good pickup for us. Spell Land. That's removal. Minotaur in a vacuum is good. It's going to be not that good for us. I guess potentially 4 mana, 5/4 haster in here, so we'll take it. Disenchant, good sideboard card to have. Tactics, not so good for us. Scavenge Blade, good on a Charger. I mean, it's playable. There's nothing else here we want. Guess I can take a Tactics in case I'm playing against X1, X2 deck. I don't think it's going to make the main deck, though. I don't think. Resolute Strike actually could make it here. I like having cheap tricks, especially since we already have enough creatures, I think. I think a third Ambusher is probably fine, but not exciting enough to take. I think the Hellhound can beat it. Don't need it. Plenty of spell lands in here. That is nice. I guess we can take an Outrider. It's another warrior. Probably play it over the Hellion because it pumps too. Lowers the curve a bit. Can basically play all warriors if we want. I kind of don't mind Pyroclastic Hellion though. We could technically be an 18 land deck. I think we probably don't want to though. We'll see. We can probably get away with 17. I don't think we have the space for that, but it's cool. Alright. Did not get that paired Tactician back, but it's not a big deal. So, cut these for now. We've got Coom Warrior, Stampede, Hazard, Gazul's Fury, Kabira Takedown. So it's a good amount of spell lands. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We could technically get away with 2 cuts and call it a deck. Probably Spare Supplies can go. Not that it's a bad card, I actually like it, but with all these spell lands, probably don't need to do that. Could dump the Spellcraft, although could easily dump a creature too. Like Scorch Rider's nothing to write home about. And then we could leave the Hellion as like a random shock potential to win. Plus it's actually, I would say, good in here with the sheer quantity of spell lands we have. Okay. Yeah, and then I like having Fissure Wizards for some loot effects in case we're mana light. Probably enough removal with the tricks, Inordinate Rage, Eruption. Very, very light in white, but the white we do have is worth it. I mean, Fledgling, Kabira Takedown, Kargan War Leader alone makes it worth it. Double red, I guess we have the Charger and we have the Minotaur, so we're definitely doing extra red. The question is how much. Fledgling's pretty important on turn 2, so guess we got to think about that. I could cut another card for Crawling Barrens because I can count Crawling Barrens as a spell, not a land. I don't like it as... This is probably the worst kind of deck for Crawling Barrens. It's still good, but a deck that's trying to be aggressive, usually I would say just a Crawling Barrens as your mid to late game win plan is probably not good enough, which makes me kind of want to count it as a land, but I think we can probably run one extra land and be okay. Because some of these spell lands we have are quite good too. Like Kabira Takedown you can count as a spell. Gazul's Fury you can probably count as a spell too, and Spikefield Hazard, so we can make one more cut. And it might be the other Scorch Rider. I really just don't care about Scorch Rider. It's a 4-mana 4/3, whatever. I feel like Minotaur at least is going to be a cheaper haster than this. You get the extra power and toughness. All right. Okay. So we have 18 lands, but some of them are good spells too. Much more red than white. But how many actual extra white do we want to do? This would be 8. And then 8, 9. That's honestly 8, 9 is probably fine. All right. Red, white warriors. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right, we're in round 1, and yeah, we'll keep this. We're on the draw. We've got 2 lands. We'll figure out a way to make this work. Hopefully. It's a strong one. I think I'm actually going to do Fissure Wizard to help find our land. And we'll discard it's actually tough. I wonder if it's the Ambusher, although the Ambusher is a card I can play, but Electromancer, I need a land, and with the Wizard it actually just ramps 1. I guess it could be. I mean, we don't have any white for the Paired Tactician either. Alright. Well, we got the white. Pretty solid start. So, best chances might just be Ambusher and leave up Resolute Strike. It's probably the case. Well, that's nice of them to do that for us. Could have just as easily chilled there. I don't think I've ever been so thankful for a 2-for-1 against myself in my entire life. So I guess we play the champion and then double block a Cleric of Lifespond. Maybe that works, I don't know. Alright, we'll take 1,000. Sounds good. Let's go. So Electromancer, ramp 2 plus War Leader. It's probably the play. It's not going to let us leave up Resolute Strike, but it's probably the best idea. So we'll go to game 2. Playing against a deck that's got, I'd argue, a pretty amazing matchup against us. Well, I guess that's based on the fact that they went Cleric of Lifespawn, Marauding Blight Priest. Not exactly the turn progression you want to see out of your opponent, particularly when you're playing an aggro deck. Let's see. Disenchant. Doesn't deal with anything. We may just have to accept this is what we got. Tactics isn't going to really deal with a Cleric of Lifespawn. I guess it deals with a Raptor and a Blight Priest. That's true. Alright. Can try it. Can probably dump another creature. Probably the Outrider, because it's kind of whatever anyway. Alright, it's actually a keep. The Fissure, despite being a 6-land hand, we keep it because of Fissure Wizard. And dump a white mana, because we only need one. My only hope, my opponent mulling to... I don't want to get greedy. 5. They mull to 5. This probably gives me maybe a 20% chance to win. Oh my god, Royal Eruption, it's like Christmas. I have an actual way to deal with Cleric of Lifespawn. Discard the planes. Alright. Unfortunately, I can't go Electromancer, Royal Eruption, but I'm not going to complain about that. That's fine. I guess I think we go Akoum Warrior this turn, and then Royal Eruption. And then next turn, I guess we can go Electromancer, Relic Axe. Not the worst. And I guess we can keep Crawling Barrens as a surprise. Although I probably want to play it this turn in case I can attack with it. That actually kind of makes sense. Not much else going on here. Champion is actually kind of good. What all can I do this turn? So, best use of mana is to... I think we maximize our mana here. I'm actually going to equip the axe here. This also, I guess, plays around like the Mana Sky Dancer. But since they have the mana up and it feels kind of like a kill spell, it's kind of okay for me to get in for 4 here. I can still activate my Crawling Barrens if they have Deadly Alliance or whatever. And then next turn I can actually pump Crawling Barrens and play a champion. Granted, I can't do that and attack with the Crawling Barrens, but could also potentially get in for a 6, which is quite good. They're going to feed the swarm. They don't get a ton of opportunities, so I think I agree with their play there. So we'll put the counters here. And we don't need to make it a creature. So can get in for 6 points of damage. 7, I guess, because I can equip it. Or I can play the champion. I think we just activate an attack for now. Especially if they just chump here. I mean, them chumping here is... I get rid of a card. I get rid of one of their cards. My Crawling Barrens is bigger. There's not a ton of ways to deal with it. Now I can go like... I can keep my Barons safe and make them deal with 2 champions. I kind of like that. We don't have... I guess we do have lethal. But I'm going to play the 2 champions. And keep my Crawling Barons safe from like Deadly Alliance and stuff like that. I kind of like this. This makes them deal with 2 creatures. Like I said, it plays around Deadly Alliance, Pressure Point, Smite the Monstrous, like all of that nonsense. Yeah, now they're in full-fledged chump mode here, so we activate this. And I mean, I can force him to chump if I put I kind of want to play the bug catcher, though. Is that wrong? Then they can trade with the champion and take 8 and go to 1. I'm just going to force him to chump. Alright. Can't believe we, like I said, barely beat them on a Mulda 5. I guess we didn't barely beat them, but we didn't beat them as hard as you'd expect, considering they're Mulda 5. So they have a fantastic matchup against us. Did we find a disenchant target yet? No. No, we didn't. I wonder if I just want like a spare supplies to help find ways to actually deal with multiple Cleric of Lifespawn. I mean, some of their stuff's actually not that good. Like McKindy Ox is playable, not exciting. Protector's a Cleric, so it's actually pretty good for him. The Raptor doesn't seem that good. Have we even seen any spell lands? I mean, it's just a 2/2 flyer for 3. Problem is we have to beat them down. And they have multiple Cleric of Lifespawn, which is just so good. I'm almost curious if I want to dump like something and play the spare supplies and just have more ways to find, I guess, tactics, I guess, Royal Eruption, Spellcraft, Fury. I mean, I'm willing to throw my dudes at Cleric of Lifespawn because we lose against it so hard. I'm not sure. Maybe the Inordinate Rage for spare supplies, because I need actual removal spells. All right, this might come back to haunt me. We'll see. Probably not, though. I feel like if we don't have our direct removal, we're not beating Cleric of Lifespawn. Especially on the draw. It's a good hand. It's a very good hand. It reminds me that there are some actual good spells in here. Believe it or not. Opponent mulls to 6. Well, and we have Royal Eruption? We're so lucky. So lucky. And they don't have a 2-drop Cleric of Lifespawn? Alright, that's... We're just being unfair now. I feel like the game's building me up to tell me that it's like, yeah, you can win. Sure you can. And it's going to take it away from me. Ooh, Shatterskull Minotaur, huh? Well, that calls for an Expedition Champion. So... So 4th land. I'm thinking we actually want to play like Spikefield Hazard here, because that sets me up for Minotaur next turn. So this one, Tactician to pump the champion. Alright, so I'm thinking they have removal for Pair Tactician. Otherwise that block isn't really... Oh, well I guess that works too. Nobody expects the Resolute Strike. I feel like they probably sideboarded into that, although... Yeah, it's probably true. Thankfully we still have a good turn here. Uh-oh. Well... Relic Axe is good too, but the play is pretty clearly Minotaur and Smash with Team, I'm pretty sure. Might have to offer up that Fearless Fledgling trade, which I'm willing to do. Or maybe they're willing to take 13, which I guess I'm also okay with. But them getting rid of Scion of the Swarm and taking 9, I'm willing to lose my Fearless Fledgling at that point. Synchronized Spellcraft. Well, seems like a obvious enough move here. Sure. So now they're in Royal Eruption range. This game actually looks winnable. I'm mind blown. It only took my opponent mulliganing both games 2 and 3. I hope their last card is Feed the Swarm. Very fortunate to get a victory there. Our opponent's deck was better than ours. All right, even if it wasn't better than ours, it was certainly a much better match to beat us with the cards they had. So, all right, we'll see you round 2. All right, yeah, this is a keep. I'm almost curious if I play the Gazul's Fury to get that charger capability on 3. Kind of don't want to, though. I mean, alternatively, I can just play these 3 and play a War Leader, which might even be better. And we got it anyway, so it's all good. Scythe Cat, pretty good. Let's go War Leader here. Oh, they didn't have a land? That's pretty good news for us. So I think we're actually playing the champion. It's better use of mana than just using a Kabira takedown. Like, they might have the Rabid Bite, but even if I killed one, they'd be able to Rabid Bite anyway. So to me, it makes more sense to progress the board. Some Ghastly Gloom Hunters, huh? So Electromancer lets me ramp 2. Which would let me do the charger and smash for quite a bit. Because the charger would be a 5/4, so I could attack for 10. And I get an Electromancer. Alternatively, It's best use of mana. I think I'm going to do it. Especially given that we've got, like, Kazul's Fury in here. I mean, maximizing mana, getting in for 10 points of damage, it just seems good. We're actually a untapped land away. Maybe I needed to play a land there, because I could have gone Inordinate Rage, Kazul's Fury. I guess it wouldn't have been for the win. Well, we're taking this regardless. Oh, Royal Eruption too, huh? Let's see. Smash with everything. They block our champion. They take 6. They're in Royal Eruption and Kazul's Fury range. I like that. Subtle Strike doesn't really matter. Alright. So, black-green counters. Subtle Strike. Do have some X1s in here. Fledgling's a scary one. Fissure Wizards too, though, are in here. I guess it's not, and a Charger maybe. It's not that big of a deal. So they've got some Lifelinkers, they got some Landfallers. I can bring in a Tactics. Actually does look decent here. And as before, probably just cut an Outrider, maybe. Not that Outrider's bad, but maybe just like a cheap way to deal with 1/1 Lifelinkers or Constrictor even. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it pans out. Meatnog. It's an interesting name. All right, well, it's a keep. Got both colors. Gonna have to play a Kabira Takedown unless we rip a Plains. That would be nice. But if we don't rip a Plains, then yeah, I'm willing to jam Kabira Takedown. Question is, do I want to play a Fearless Fledgling into a Subtle Strike? I don't really want to, but I can do like an Ambusher instead, but I feel like getting the Fledgling down as early as possible, especially if we can find some lands along the way, probably makes sense. All right, well, I'm going to risk it. Alright, well that's good news. Sadly, we still need to rip a land. Did not get the land. So where does that put me? I suppose we can attack. I'm willing to do an Inordinate Rage. I might do an Inordinate Rage anyway. Guess the problem is I lose my Fledgling. I forgot about the 3 power there. Well, we're going to do the Inordinate Rage. And we found our land. Good. It's definitely a mistake. I wanted Inordinate Rage to be +3/+3, and it certainly was not. So 3 lands, we can go Charger, equip Axe. And I guess we might as well attack because can't block the Constrictor anyway. They're really giving us this? What a gift. Well, it's fine. I think I'll just kill that, probably. Didn't get the land, though. Best use of mana is the War Leader. We can still kill Sidecat next turn. Famous last words. And if I rip a land, I can... Yeah, so now I can at least... equip. Although maybe I want to do the ambusher here. Yeah, that probably makes more sense. All right. Subtle Strike too. That would be nice because... Oh, Oblivion's Hunger. Sure. How about I just kill this guy then? And jam this guy. I guess Charger can get in for... Yeah. This is more damage output and technically better use of mana. Relic Amulet off the top. Eesh. That's not what you want to see. It's got trample too. I'm not sure if they know that. No, they do. They do. So, despite me throwing a Fearless Fledgling, 2 for wanting myself to get a Scry, although there was a land on top, but it would have been a lot sexier if you put a spell on the bottom and then draw a land, but it didn't quite work out that way. But we still got a victory. They were making kind of odd decisions anyway. like blocking a Sky Dancer and throwing. I mean, they're still just throwing an Oblivion's Hunger away to prevent 3 damage to themselves. Totally not worth it. They should have just kept their cat back and left that at back on blocks and then used the Hunger and draw on a card. But whatever, we got the victory. We're on to round 3. We'll see you there. All right, round 3, we'll play first. I think we actually still keep 2 lands. We have the Fearless Fledgling. Yeah. We need lands, but we're playing 18, right? This is why we're playing 18. To make hands like this hopefully keepable and work. All right, we got the 3rd land. Not quite the color we wanted, but... All right, so now we stay back. Looks like practice tactics. Or allied assault. So that works too. Can't even resolute strike out of that. So I think we can Electromancer, Ambusher. Yeah, it's probably good enough. Or Fissure Wizard too. They're a land away from pumping with Banneret. I don't know if that changes anything. I also don't know what I throw away with Fissure Wizards. I'd probably just play the Ambusher. It can at least keep the Banneret back if they have the 5th land. Not the worst. Oh, let's see. So we're going to need to find an answer for the Wind Robber. I suppose I can... We might need to Fissure Wizard this turn. I also might get lucky and get an opportunity to block the Banneret. I probably dumped the Champion. Because I'm looking for removal for Wind Robber, so we've got to do this. That's removal. That's what I wanted. So I can equip the Wizard, yeah, and block the Healer. All right. Now, at the very least, we have a way to kill Wind Robber when they immediately jam a Stalker. Oh, boy. Let me think about this. Yeah, I guess we can actually... Okay. This actually is interesting, because this, believe it or not, could work out okay for us. So we go... They still have the 5 lands, but it doesn't actually matter. So we target Resolute Strike. I guess my game is glitched. Never seen that before. Is it... Okay, it's counting my opponent down. Okay, good. As long as it's not counting me down. Good. Alright, so kill that. And kill that. And we don't have 8 cards in our graveyard. Nice. Unfortunately, they still have lethal even after that amazing play. Yeah. So we have to equip here and pretend like we have something. Almost climbed our way out of that, believe it or not. So we'll go to the next game. Looks like we're just playing against a blue-white party deck. Disenchant. Didn't see anything for that. Mesa Lynx is another... No, probably not. Alright. Practice Tactics is, I guess, something we can do. Yeah. Alright. I suppose we do the Tactics and dump the Outrider again. So we'll play first. Yeah, it's a keep. So if they have Allied Assault... Oh, Spells of Adventure too, huh? That's pretty good. Well, they have Allied Assault mana up, but yeah, the nice thing is we can Kabira Takedown in response. So, all right. Suppose we go for it. Yeah, I think they want an Allied Assault, so let me think how this best works. Might have to be willing to make the trade. Yeah, this worked out well. So now we can take down the Geyser Mage. Yeah, that worked perfect. Just perfect. Sweet. I mean, Mesa Lynx does... Yeah, it doesn't even really block a Stalker. Who am I kidding? Yeah, I mean, it's a keep. A little bit slow, but we got a lot of 2-drops in here. Fledgling off the top would really be exceptional here. Kindy Stampede, not as much. Hopefully just milling lands. My deck is kind of giving away we've got something, which I'm not a huge fan of either. Lost a couple fairly valuable creatures there. So now we can go... We have more red, so we'll do the red. Play the champion. Well, we got ourselves a problem now. I think we play the Crawling Barrens and I think we're gonna have to race. I don't have the means to... I can't just take a beating here and let them draw without punishing them in some way. It's going to be a very, very challenging race, but I think it's our best shot. Get rid of full control. Full control drives me nuts sometimes. Sometimes it's necessary, but sometimes it just drives me nuts. Alright, so I could Inordinate Rage, but we're going to practice tactics the robber. Oh. Guess that works too. Forgot this is a rogue for some reason. Charger. If only I had a way to kill Charger. I mean, honestly, we're like a Kazul's Fury away from winning this, as unbelievable as that sounds. I could pump my Crawling Barons. Yeah, I think I might actually have to do that. Oh wait, my Charger didn't die? Suppose it's this. If I'd done it to my opponent, they would have gone to 10. I still wouldn't have had lethal, and I would have had to deal with Shepherd of Heroes. Oh, and then we ripped the Kazul's Fury. Oh, man. Well... I guess I didn't want to draw land. I don't think there's enough tools in the whole world to get me out of this mess. Even had the warrior to activate the champion. It's kind of funny. Let's see. Doesn't really matter. All right. Well, ended up going 2-1. Didn't think our deck... I never think our deck's special when I make a warrior deck. I don't come across them very often either. I think most people think they're pretty bad, just like most people think green's pretty bad in this format. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know. You don't have to quote me on that. This is just what I hear in streams and stuff like that. All right. Yep. Ended up going 2-1. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.